Hello, and welcome to another long rest. I am Brandon.
And I'm Logan.
In today's video, we're going to be talking about all things Barbarian, and this is your class guide. But before we break into that, I think Logan has something to say.
I got a little bit of announcement. We would like to give a very special shout out to Turtle Tabs by Boba Books for sponsoring us in this giveaway.
Thank you,
The giveaway participant that won is Maddie Woe 1. So, Maddie Woe 1, if you wouldn't mind reaching out to us through TikTok, sending us a message, that way we can get in touch with you and get these sent your way. For those not in the know, Maddie Woe has earned a 2024 Player's Handbook edition of Turtle Tabs by Boba Books. They are easily one of the best tools we have implemented into our games.
Absolutely.
What they are 3M laminated tabs that you put into the book pages themselves. They come with alignment tabs, so it makes it super easy. Every single one of them has not only the page number that they go on, but also a brief description of what that tab is about. So, for instance, we have it open to the Barbarian tab. These guys are excellent in the fact that once you stick them down, you can move them and relocate them. If you mess it up with that alignment card, you still have a chance to put them back. But once they're there and you have them in place, they're there. I have picked up an entire book multiple times by just the tab alone. He hates it when I do it, but I'll do it regardless. They're super strong. They're permanent once they're there, and they look so clean. Easily the fastest way to find any rule set. Anytime he uses it, he beats me just trying to use the old classic Google. So
they're awesome. They're
take that
great.
Technology.
And they're color coded too. So like as you just get comfortable with them, it's so quick to be like, oh, we have looking for class, looking for another set, or going through the spells. Like it's so easy to just jump.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are cool. They're a great product. Thank you, Turtle Tabs. We appreciate you.
And thank you, Maddie Woe 1.
Congratulations, Maddie. Now, this is our very first class video in a prolonged series, if you will.
Yep.
As we will be going through all 12 classes through the next 12 Saturdays. I guess technically the next 11 Saturdays, 12 would be counting this one.
Yep.
And following that, we will move into
the unofficial classes.
Unofficial third-party classes.
Yep, exactly.
So we think we're going to hit all of them. So there's probably another 5 or 6.
Yeah,
in that range. So
yeah. Minus the Lord of the Rings content.
That's true.
Yeah, they have like 7 classes, and I don't know if we'll need to.
No, but I think we all know Aragon. But you'll be able to check back in every Saturday to hopefully get you ready to run that next character.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
We've taken it pretty serious. One would say so serious, we brought notes.
We did.
We wanted to make sure that we could give you the best and most factual information so you are ready to play said class, i.e. today is Barbarian. We want you to be ready to play it. We want you to know everything there is to know and feel comfortable about it.
Yeah.
While we do so, we're going to be filling out a player's sheet as well.
That way, as we go, we can show you on the sheet where this portion of that character information goes and how to reference it quickly so you'll know that most important information. So obviously some of this we're going to leave out in terms of species, abilities, backgrounds, everything. That gets into pedantics of a class building. So we're just going to build it as raw as it can possibly be.
Yeah, so we've kind of made it just a generic character. His name is Thunk. He's a Goliath. And of course, he's a Barbarian. But that will help us a little bit and hopefully show you. It's 2026. Most of you are probably going to be building your character on D&D Beyond or Roll20, something of the sorts. And I'm sure those are obviously quite easy to do in that regard. But if you wanted to, old-fashioned, there's nothing wrong with it. We're gonna do that with you. So, lo and behold, Mr. Logan, can you tell me what the heck is this guy? What is a Barbarian?
Rage! That's all you need to know, right? Barbarians are all about their rage ability. It is the core class, or it is the core of the class.
Yes.
And what their role is and what they do is they take hits. They are drawing all of that aggro to them. They're that one on the battlefield that is getting hit a billion times, has 17 arrows sticking out of him, and is still fighting tooth and nail to the very end.
Yes.
And rage is that core ability that defines the Barbarian.
Yeah, I mean, barbarians are known for the feats of strength. To me, they are the epitome of tank. Obviously, there's some other classes that can be tanks. Nothing comes close to barbarian. There's something so special about that.
Something so special, in fact, that they're the only class that lets you have a D12 as your hit dice.
Don't let that go unannounced. A D12.
Yeah, D12 is wild.
Yeah.
So, for instance, on your hit points, at the very top right, it says your hit dice. That is a D12. So every time you have to roll hit points, you roll a D12. Anytime you restore hit points from a short rest, that dice that you spend is a D12. It scales incredibly to give you a very large hit point pool.
Yeah.
That way you can be that pin cushion and still keep standing at the end of the day. You're staying in that fight as long as you possibly can. So invest in those hit points.
Yes.
So
you've got your D12 as your hit dice. And rolling into our starting proficiency as a barbarian, we will have, in our saving throws, we will have strength and constitution. Very fitting.
So, strength saving throws, very top one. That one, you're proficient in. Same with constitution saving throws, also proficient in. What that means is every time you roll that saving throw, you get to add your proficiency bonus, which is based off of your class, or your level. Sorry. And there's a table that describes per level what your proficiency bonus is. So you would add that to any D20 roll you do in regards to either a strength save or a constitution save.
Yes.
That being said, those ability saves are the Barbarians' core abilities.
Absolutely.
Constitution and strength. So it's great that you have those bonuses because that's going to give you a massive uptick in those saving throws.
Absolutely. Moving down the list, the next proficiency you get with the Barbarian is you're proficient in both simple and martial weapons. Kind of to be expected there.
Absolutely. And on that one, that's in your equipment down here. So in the weapons, you just write down simple and martial. There's two separate kinds. So simple and martial weapons in our equipment and bonuses for the proficiencies.
Next, we would be moving to our armor, which we are proficient in both light and medium, and moreover, with shields.
Yep. And on their character sheet, they just have little tick marks right there. So light, medium, shields. Sorry if you want me to fill in the bubbles.
And then lastly, you do get to pick two of the following, which you get to choose either, animal handling, athletics, intimidation, nature, perception, or survival. Those 6.
Those are, whenever you get to make a choice like this on your proficiencies, this is where you start to figure out, what is my barbarian good at?
Yes. What is my character?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's when you want to lean into the background of whatever that character is. Or that's when you start to develop that background. Is your barbarian an animal whisperer? Are they that soft, gentle soul that is just a gigantic, beefy tank? Or are they proficient in perception to where they're always on constant alert because they've lived a life of danger? Any of those proficiencies of those 6, pick 2 of them.
Yep.
And just know that you're going to be better at those 2 than you would if you didn't have that proficiency.
Correct.
I'll just pick 2 at the random. I think intimidation and perception are going to be useful. So intimidation, that's a charisma-based skill, and then perception, that's a wisdom-based skill. So under charisma, there are the intimidation stat, and then under wisdom, we have perception. So we got those marked off.
And lastly, you have your starting equipment that you get at level 1. You either have a great axe, 4 hand axes, an explorer's pack with 15 gold pieces, or 75 gold pieces where you can purchase your own starting equipment.
Absolutely.
Completely personal choice, as well as probably a session 0 choice by the dungeon master.
Yep.
And moreover, even going into session 1, just communicating with the DM to figuring out where your character has.
Yeah. Because you're also going to get some equipment that's given to you based off of your background.
Yes.
Again, all of that is Dungeon Master session
0.
Exactly. It is all taken care of right then.
Yeah.
So run it by your dungeon master with whatever you have, because maybe it doesn't make sense for you to start out with 75 gold pieces, or certain items or whatever. Maybe you start off bare bones, like if you were in Skyrim or whatever.
And it's very character specific.
Exactly.
That's definitely where you get to choose what do I want to start with and where do I kind of want to be. You lose a little fun sometimes when you get just too much at the beginning. And
Yeah.
you kind of lose that little fun and growth.
The growth is the biggest portion.
Yeah.
So for the equipment, that goes underneath the equipment tab. It's on the second side of that character sheet.
Yes.
I'm not going to fill it out right here because it's a heck of a lot of writing, and it's dependent upon whatever you pick.
Yes.
But it would go there as starting equipment.
So moving right along, we roll right into our ability score recommendations. This is technically a little ad lib we are adding in here between that starting equipment and that first level.
Yes.
So
the ability scores are going to determine what your barbarian is good at in general. Do they have a high constitution? Do they have a high charisma? Whatever it is. And how you roll those stats, there's a billion different ways. We're just going to handle it on a standard array based upon what we would recommend is beneficial to a barbarian class.
A nice base, yes.
So, what's that core ability we're going with?
The core one, in my eyes, is always Constitution when it comes to Barbarian.
Yeah.
I want the health points as high as possible all the time. I just want to be the meat shield.
Nope, no kidding. Not only is Constitution always going to be good for you for every class, but in a Barbarian where hit points is the determining factor of your abilities, Constitution's got to be high. So,
and it does also, quick ad lib, it will mean something later on. In one of the class features, it is important. So.
Absolutely. Definitely not a dump stat. So
no.
I put 15 for my wisdom modifier. Actually, I was wrong on all accounts. You don't put it in the modifier box. That modifier is your plus or minus.
Yeah.
You put it in your score box. So your score is 15. That modifier is based off of whatever your score is. So for 10, that modifier is 0. For 12, it's a +1. For 14, +2, et cetera, all the way up to 20. If you go down beneath 10, 8 is a -1, et cetera. Every 2 you go down, it's a -1. So,
well, technically speaking, 9 would be a -1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
When you're going down,
you are
it's
correct.
when you cross that positive.
Yes.
So
for a 15 Constitution score, that is a +2 on the modifier. So I'll write that in my modifier box. That way, I also know for my saving throws, that's going to be the modifier is a +2. My proficiency is a +2. So my saving throws at level 1 are a 4.
Perfect. Next is kind of, there's 2. I mean, if we're going to build the base Barbarian, probably give you the best success, they'd probably be strength. What do you think?
I would think so. All of your attack rolls are strength-based. And on top of that, if you want to grapple, if you want to shove, do any kind of battlefield control with a Barbarian, you're going to want your DC for those to be higher, which is based off your strength. And moreover, so is your attack rolls.
Yeah, martial weapons. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to be important for strength-based.
Exactly. Plus, you do get class features that benefit from having a higher strength.
Very true. Yes.
So we'll go again with the standard array. If we've already used our 15, the next one we're going to use is 14. So strength is going to be 14. That gives us a modifier of +2. We're proficient in that saving throw, so we get a +4 right there. And then athletics, since we're not proficient in that, that one just gets a 2.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I would think in next round, following this is dexterity.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, the Barbarian is a physicality individual.
100%.
And that dex does mean a lot to a barb, on the back end.
It does. Dexterity is always a hard stat to throw to the wayside.
Yeah.
Dexterity saving throws in general, very common. But also armor class, initiative, all based off of dexterity. So dumping that is going to hurt you in the long run. You can, but just be careful with it. We're not dumping it here because, again, barbarians are physical creatures. So if we've used up our 15, we've used up our 14, we got a 13, let's throw it in dexterity. So dexterity score of 13, that leaves us a +1 modifier, a +1 on the saving throws, and a +1 on all the other dexterity-based abilities, which are acrobatics, stealth, and sleight of hand.
Lovely. I would fall into wisdom as being my next one. And there's always a part of me that enjoys a barbarian. It kind of feels like they are wise.
Yeah.
They're definitely not fit in the intelligence mold. And wisdom seems a little more balanced in there.
And you certainly can, because the intelligence-based stats, there's not really any barbarian ability that's based off of that.
Correct.
This is 100% flavor.
Yes.
Throw these where you want, but know, again, this is going to help flavor your barbarian, but it's also going to affect your saves and scores later on.
Yes.
Do you want to be able to talk to people and help persuade or intimidate in any way? Maybe don't dump charisma. Are you okay with being that classic, not really book smart barbarian? Dump intelligence. Wisdom, a very hard stat to dump in general because there are a lot of wisdom saving throws.
There are.
So at that one, I'd always recommend not dumping it. You can, definitely, if you want a very unwise, naive barbarian. I like that. That's a very fun role play right there.
And there are, if we're hitting this from a base value, there are many skills checks regardless to wisdom too. But
there are,
in regards
absolutely.
to, on the flip side, on the back end of a barbarian, once you're taking care of their physicality, these three are 100% flavor. So
yeah,
on a standard array, what do we have left? We have 8, 10, and 12.
Yes, correct.
Correct. So, you have some good function here to kind of just dance where you want to put them.
Yep. You're going to have one score that's right in the middle of the road. You're going to have another score that's a +1. You're going to have another score that's -1.
Something that's not a failure. What am I looking for? Weakness.
Yeah. Yep.
Which we both enjoy weaknesses. We think that's a very important thing to add to your character. So
yeah. Me personally, I'm going to put our 12 on the wisdom score, which makes it a +1 for the modifier. And the only plus that we had, the only proficiency we had came from our starting proficiencies. We chose perception. So that would make perception a +3. And then the other ones, animal handling, insight, medicine, survival, all a +1. So let me jot that down real quick. Our next stat is a 10.
Correct. So it's going to give us a +0. So you're even keel across the board. You're mediocre at this.
Yep. And again, we're just picking what we don't want to be good at. Is your barbarian naive? Is your barbarian brain dead? Or even not the smartest crayon in the box? Is your barbarian really bad at talking to people? Like, is he just offensive every time he opens his mouth?
Yeah.
That'll be your dump stat. For this one, I think we just go with charisma being a flat, because under charisma, we do get to intimidate people.
Yes. I
would like that to not be a negative. So we'll just make charisma our 10, which is a +0. So all of our modifiers for this proficiencies based on charisma, deception, intimidation, performance, and persuasion would be a +0. But since we have that skill proficiency of intimidation from our starting features, that one's going to be a +2 based off our proficiency bonus. Correct. So I'll jot that one down. Everything else is a flat goose egg across the board for charisma.
And then that leaves us with an 8 for intelligence.
8 for intelligence. That means it's a -1 on the
Correct.
modifier. So anytime you make an intelligence saving throw, if the mind flayers are coming at you, you got a -1. The other skills, arcana, history, investigation, nature, religion, all those checks, -1. That's not saying you're going to be bad at them. You can definitely roll good, but the modifiers are not in your favor.
Correct.
At the end of the day.
Correct. Cool. So we have our ability scores. Well, it's kind of where we put them in as a pretty good base of a barbarian right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The next point would be if you are looking at multi-classing into a barbarian, per raw rules as written, you would have to have a minimum of a 13 in your strength to multi-class into a barbarian. So
correct. Or multi-class out of a barbarian as well.
Say it again.
to multi-class out of a class, you have to have certain requirements of that class itself. Like you have to, for barbarians, you have to have a strength score of 13 just to be able to multi-class out of it. You can be a barbarian with a lower strength score, but to multi-class out of it, you have to have a bare minimum 13. At least in 2014. The 2024 rules, I haven't seen that requirement on there, but I don't know why it wouldn't still exist.
Yep, we'll have to look at that one.
Yeah.
But so it is important to know if your DM is playing per those rules, which many people disallow multi-classing along the lines, but
it's honestly an easy hand wave right there.
Yeah.
Just being like, does that matter? Do you want a multi-class? Sure, that's your choice. So
just know the rules of your table.
Yeah.
So now we're getting to the meat and potatoes.
The leveled abilities.
Level 1, which we've hit on, is the Rage. Rage is your bread and butter. It is a bonus action to enter, as long as you are not wearing heavy armor. You're not proficient in it, unless you take a feat to get it there, but you shouldn't really ever have heavy armor on.
Correct.
So you regain 1 use on a short rest of your Rage, starting level 1, and all uses on a long rest. The number of uses of Rage increase on the table of the Barbarian. So they do increase as you level up, which is very cool. You know, you go from 2 Rages, and then it goes all the way up to 6, starting at level 17, or 17 up to 20. So it does increase. It's not based on anything else other than your level. So
correct. The base that Rage does for you at a bare minimum is it gives you resistance to bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage. That's going to give you that staying power. Of course, there are other damage types out there, elemental, magical damage, all the like. But on the average monster, average NPC that you'll be coming across, their damage is going to be one of those 3 types. So it helps you resist most of the blows that you're going to be taking.
Yes,
at the
absolutely.
End of the day.
And as well, your Rage also gives you a bonus to damage.
True.
Which is also found on the table, which I guess I can even hold this up. Where's that bonus? Right there it is. So along here on this far side, you have your Rages as you level up. So starting at 2 and ending at 6. And then you have your Rage damages that go from a +2 all the way up to a +4. And you just get that as a free add-on.
Yeah, and that's cool. On any strength-based weapon attack.
Yes.
Or unarmed strike.
Correct.
It does have to be strength-based, though. So those finesse weapons would not count.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That is correct.
Finally, portion of that is you have advantage on strength checks and strength saves while you're raging.
Yes, which is
so again
amazing.
It's just going to make everything you do with strength while you're raging, while you're a barbarian, even more powerful.
Yep.
You become that hulking berserker.
It is important to note, while you are raging, you cannot concentrate on spells. So, or cast spells. That muscle wizard, raging, casting fireball, not going to happen.
Yep, sadly.
Important reason, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. The biggest thing with rage as well is it does have to have some method of continuing. It lasts for up to 10 minutes, but there are conditions that have to be met. You either have to make an attack roll on your turn, at least one, or force a save. So that would be grappling, pushing. If you either attack or force a save, that extends your rage. New to 2024 and very helpful.
Absolutely.
Is being able to take a bonus action to extend that rage.
Yes.
Meaning once the hype of combat falls to the wayside, if you don't want to exit your rage right away, you don't have to. You can just stay mad, and that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, and if combat is getting stretched out a little bit and you're kind of in an oddball position, it gives you time to get back into position and not have to recast rage.
Correct, yes.
It can be extremely helpful.
Yeah, there's been multiple occasions where all the enemies are out of reach and you have to use your action to dash or anything. Maybe your action you are holding for if someone comes in your range. But that's the end of your turn right there.
Yeah.
So your rage would end.
You're right.
Big downfall, but now you can bonus action extend it. Sweet. What a good addition between 2014 to 2024.
Absolutely. Barbarians get this very cool ability called Unarmored Defense, which is your AC, and it is 10 plus your Dex modifier plus your Constitution modifier.
Yes.
And on top of that, you can also add a shield.
Correct.
So for our character so far, based off our ability scores that we put, without any racials, of course, but we would have a +4 on top of our 10. So your AC would be a 14. It would tend to be a little bit higher once you have your racials and background feats once your character is complete. But
correct. Yeah.
You know, that's how unarmored would be. So you'd have your 10 plus your Dex mod plus your Con mod, which we have a +2 in both those at the current moment.
Yep. So Dexterity is actually a +1. Constitution modifier is a +2. So we'd be at a 13.
13. Yep. I lied.
Hey, reference those character sheets, folks.
Yep. See, that's how important it is. I was doing strength by accident. But yeah, and on top of that, you could use a shield and gain the benefit. So you could have that +2 from a shield if you so choose.
You absolutely can. You also get 2 weapon masteries. Weapon masteries are a new thing to 2024. We'll have to have a whole video just about them in general. But basically, based upon the weapon that you choose, it has a extra benefit to each attack. Whether that's knocking someone back away from you, knocking them prone,
making them bleed, offering advantage or disadvantage. There are many different properties.
Yes.
Many of the weapons. And it really comes down to the flavor of how your barbarian should operate. Is he using that big martial weapon? Is he using something smaller with a shield? Like, there are those opportunities now where you get to really kind of flavor how that guy is going to or girl is going to attack.
Yep. And you get 2 of those. So you can choose 2 different weapons. Maybe 1 thrown, 1 melee, or 2 melee, whatever you want to do. Go crazy. You get to choose them based off of whatever they do for that weapon. So, huge benefit.
Next, we're leveling up. 2nd level. As a barbarian, you will unlock Danger Sense.
Yes.
You get advantage on Dex saving throws.
Super important. You're going to make dexterity saving throws for who knows what reason. Dragon Breath, Fireball, any of the like. That dexterity saving throw advantage is going to make sure that you're succeeding. It's going to keep you from taking a lot of damage. Hopefully half damage at the best.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. It's pretty
good. Super good.
Just get that level 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
A new one to 24. Like the biggest change, in my opinion, to this class.
Yeah, is reckless attack for across all barbarians. It's not subclass based. It is, if you're a barbarian, you hit level 2, you get reckless attack. Tell me about it.
It does change a little bit now. So reckless attack, there's just more to it, I guess. Reckless attack, you get advantage on your strikes. So DM says, Thunk, your turn's up, and Thunk goes, I'm going to reckless attack. So you declare that at the start of your turn.
Yep.
All attacks on your turn now. So at this level, we have 1, and they gets advantage. On the flip side, because you're attacking this recklessly, anybody around you that attacks before the start of your next turn has advantage to hit you.
Yes.
So it is something to be mindful of, but it's super awesome.
Yeah.
Getting those just doubles your chances of really, for one, just hitting, but also natural 20s, getting those crits off. Like, it's such a cool mechanic.
Yeah. And most importantly is you have advantage until the start of your next turn.
Very important.
Opportunity attacks, reactions, whatever they be, you get advantage on.
Yes.
So don't forget that.
Yeah, absolutely.
At 3rd level, everybody's favorite level probably, because this is when you break into the subclasses of the barbarian class. The book comes published with several. He's going to read them off here.
So, of course, we think we have 4, if I'm not mistaken, but we have the Path of the Berserker, the Path of the Wild Heart, the Path of the World Tree, the Path of the Zealot. Those are the 4 published in the 2024 Player's Handbook.
Yep.
5.5.
And those paths are going to determine the flavor. We'll have a whole video just about the subclasses of each individual class. Obviously, Barbarian will be covered. We'll break those down.
Yeah, absolutely.
What they do. But On different levels, you get subclass features based upon the subclass you chose.
Right.
So.
And
one other thing
Yes,
is
please.
you do on 3rd level get another one of those primal ability proficiencies. The
yes, we do.
starting proficiencies, the 6 that you got to choose from, you get to take another one. So now you're up to 3 starting proficiency bonuses. Whatever you didn't tackle then, you can tackle now. So for our Barbarian Thunk, we took Intimidation, we took Perception. So let's go with Stealth. That sounds like it'd be very beneficial.
No stealth, sir.
No Stealth?
Nope.
Oh, goodness
You need
gracious.
survival
I'm a
by
goober.
chance?
Yes,
Survival.
survival. So let's go with survival. Conveniently, that's also a wisdom-based score. So now, on my wisdom tab,
Playing to
since
our
I have
strengths.
proficiency in it, I am going from a +1 to a +3 in survival checks. So, huge benefit.
Yeah. That's level 3. And level 4 is ASI, ability score improvements.
Yep.
So you have the opportunity to either pick a feat or simply pick an ability score improvement where you get a +1 or +1, or, +2, whatever you so choose.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's your level 4.
Level 4 is going to give you a lot more flavor to your character.
Yeah.
It's going to make you stronger in whatever aspect you choose for the ability scores, help level your character out, or give you some kind of features. So pick and choose wisely. You only get to do it once
Yeah.
up until level 8. But
level 5 is one of the funnest levels outside of level 3.
absolutely.
You get to add extra attack in. So
Which means 2 attacks per turn.
absolutely. And when you can reckless them, this is when the Barbarian really comes into full stride.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you unlock 2 attacks. So every action, you have 2 attacks.
Yep.
Um,
Also, next thing you get at level 5 is fast movement. Fast movement is going to increase your movement speed by 10 feet. Doesn't sound like a lot, but goodness, it sets you apart wildly from everybody else on the
Yes.
field. You are quicker to get to the front line. That way you can create that front line. You can make sure that nobody's getting to your wizards. You can get to people faster. You can get away from people faster. The sky's the limit with your movement speed getting increased, and a 10 to that increase, incredible.
absolutely.
There's only one caveat to this. You can't wear heavy armor. But you don't
Yes.
want to be wearing that as a barbarian because your rage is negated regardless.
Yeah, that's
so,
just on the sideline.
Yep.
So
shouldn't be an issue.
level 6 will be a subclass feature.
Yep.
So of those 4, or whatever subclass you end up picking, level 6 would be a subclass feature you'd receive.
Yeah, absolutely. Level 7 is Feral Instinct. You get advantage on initiative rolls.
Which is, that's awesome too.
Yeah.
Everything's just, I'm loving 24 Barbarians.
Absolutely. It gives you another reason to get way up front and just cause problems.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're going first, so that means you're taking care of that big bad guy. You're locking him down to make sure he's not getting to the others. So
And it gives you opportunity to, get that rage going, get in position. Like, it really helps you.
That's
keep
very
those
true.
movements. You also get Instinctive Pounce, which you're able to move up to half your speed as part of your bonus action when you use that bonus action to enter rage.
Yeah.
So on that first turn, you operate first, you bonus action rage, you've already moved 40 feet. Now you get to move another 20 feet on top of that.
Yeah.
So in that first turn, you can move 60 feet to get into position. That advantage on that initiative now means so much more.
Yeah, absolutely. That puts you in line with keeping up with rogues. If a rogue has a base movement speed
Very
of 30
true.
feet and they bonus action to dash,
Yeah.
you're keeping up with them, you're outpacing them.
Yeah.
Great. Again, you're establishing that front line as soon as you can, as strong as you can. We love it.
Yeah.
So
You hit level 8.
another ASI and or feat. If your DM really loves you, maybe you get both.
That's possible. It is possible.
Level 8, another great level to just add depth to your character.
Yeah.
Either making them stronger or giving them a feature that they wouldn't have otherwise. So choose wisely.
Takes us to level 9, which is the next crucial part of the Barbarian. You really unlock, you're really understanding now, which is you get brutal Strike. I'm going to read pretty much verbatim here just to make sure, because there's a lot here.
It's a big chunk.
You forego advantage on a roll on one of your strength-based attacks that you choose when you reckless attack. So when you start your turn on this first attack, instead of me receiving the advantage, I'm going to brutal strike. So you deal an extra D10 of the weapon die if you hit, of course, and you also can cause one of two effects.
Mm-hmm.
So you can either do a forceful blow, which pushes the enemy 15 feet away, and then on top of that, you get the opportunity to move up to half your speed towards a target without provoking opportunity attacks. So at this point, you're already at a base of an additional 20 then. So you can get to them wherever you want, and you don't, if you're in a pickle, you can get out of that pickle.
Or you can knock them back and chase them down to lock them in that place.
Correct.
Because for them to move, they have to make an opportunity attack. Or you get to make an opportunity attack if they leave.
Correct.
So,
and on the flip side, it's the opposite. So you can do a hamstring blow, and that is you target the speed. The target's speed is reduced by 15 until the start of your next turn, and specifically, the target can only be affected by one of these in the most recent one. So if there are multiple barbarians, you can't just like stack hit a guy where he's just all of a sudden like negative movement speed.
Yeah.
And he just disappears.
Yeah.
to the oblivion.
Yeah. And most importantly as well with the brutal strike is whenever you do this, you are doing reckless attacks technically.
Yes.
You're forgoing that advantage, but that still gives other people advantage to attack you. Something to think about. Although you are dealing more damage, you are locking someone down. So there's huge benefits to that. And also part of this is you're only doing that to one of the attack rolls. Right now at level 9, you do have 2 attacks. You can do this for 1.
Correct. Yeah.
So.
And by the way it's written, I would presume that on your second attack, you would receive advantage.
Yes, correct.
So that is still an important fact. So if the first one misses, you still do have that chance to at least make a hit and you get an advantage on the second roll by using your reckless.
Yep.
So you don't just lose it on the second one.
Absolutely. Level 10, we go another subclass feature. So whatever subclass you picked at level 3, you get something else coming from it. So something to look forward to right there.
Level 11?
That is Relentless Rage. What that means, and again, it's a huge chunk, so pardon me reading this off. If you drop to 0 hit points, and while you're raging, if you don't die outright, which dying outright would be meaning going double your max HP in 1 hit, or something like Power Word Kill or Disintegrate Spell.
Yeah, so ultimately hitting the negative value of your max HP.
Yep.
So theoretically speaking, if you were at 5 and your max HP was 50, if somebody hits you for 55, that would outwardly kill you.
I thought it was double that.
No,
oh, really?
If you
okay.
hit your negative value of HP in 1 hit, it can kill you.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good to know. So,
it is very possible.
Yeah.
Typically unlikely.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really see it too often.
But
more likely it's the spells that'll get you.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that is if you do drop to 0 hit points while you're raging, you don't die outright, you can make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw. Again, you're proficient in them, so you're more than likely to succeed right here. If you succeed, your hit points instead change to a number equal to twice your Barbarian level. So at 11th level when you gain this, if you drop to 0 hit points, you succeed on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw, you're now back up at 22 hit points right away. Every time that you use this feature, the DC increases by 5, and that DC only resets if you long rest.
Correct.
So say you go down 3 times consecutively, the first time that DC is 10, next time is 15, next time is 20. So it's progressively going to get harder, but again, you're a barbarian with a high Constitution score and proficiency in those saves. Hopefully you succeed. Yeah,
and it really gives you a way to stay in the fight.
No kidding.
I mean, that is such a cool class feature.
Yeah.
That it really, I really like that a lot. You know? If you're kind of out on your lonesome a little bit, trying to pin some people down, keep the squishies safe, it kind of gives you at least a little bit of breath because you can more than likely at least get that one. I bet you can get that second one unless the dice are just not liking you.
Yeah.
You know?
The thing I like about it is it really gives that immortal raging berserker to the barbarian.
Veins popping, blood flowing. Yeah.
Yeah, they are completely impervious to damage. They're just getting after it.
Absolutely.
Such cool flavor.
Yeah. So that takes us to level 12. Again, 4, 8, 12 ASIs.
Yep. Absolutely.
Ability score improvement or feat. So more than likely at this time, by all means, pick your flavor, but you're probably picking feats maybe around this area.
Yeah.
So 13.
13 is going to be an improved brutal strike.
There's more?
There's more. Those 2 features that you got whenever you forgo your advantage from a reckless attack, you now get 2 more features. Those features being the first one, staggering blow. A target has disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes, and it can't make opportunity attacks until the start of its next turn. So, the start of your next turn.
Your next turn, yes.
So, you've got a full round to be able to get away. And you just gave them disadvantage on any kind of saving throw. So what that means to me is you hit them and then you clear the field. That way the wizard can drop a fireball or whatever. You're out of the picture safely without taking opportunity attacks. And then they have disadvantage on that save, so they're most likely going to take full damage.
At the same time, it also, like, utility-wise, if your wizard's like pinned on somebody and you're able to hit him with that staggering blow, he can get out of there and not take an opportunity attack.
It's
a very, very good feature.
Yeah, you can be very strategic with this in helping people get out of the fight. Not you yourself, but others.
Yeah.
So,
what else you got?
You also could forgo one of those attacks to, before your next turn, the next attack roll made by another creature against that target gains a +5 to the attack roll. And only one +5 bonus can be applied.
Makes sense.
This one's called Sundering Blow. I think I forgot to tell that. But basically, you're hitting them so hard that they are easier to hit for the next person.
Yeah.
So they have a +5 to that attack roll.
Opening up weakness for your ally to hit harder.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
That also helps offset some of the other features that might lower attack rolls, give you a penalty to your attack roll to give more damage.
True.
So you can really stack this with your other characters to make sure whoever is going to take that +5 is going to really hit hard.
Yeah, really gain the benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
14th level would be another subclass feature.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that jumps us right to 15th level, which you get Persistent Rage.
Oof.
And at this point, once you rage, it's on.
You're mad. You're mad for life.
You regain all uses of rage when you roll initiative, which could be very important.
That's crazy, if you ask me.
It is.
You can just rage whenever you want to now.
It is important that it only resets once per long rest, technically.
Yeah.
Your DM is running you guys through fire if you need that more than once.
Yeah.
But it's possible. But so your rage now lasts for 10 minutes without needing to extend it per round. Unless you go unconscious or you're wearing heavy armor, of course, your rage ends. But now it's on. So once you do it, you have a 10-minute timer, and it's just going.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Past 15th level, rolling into 16th, we got another ability score increase or feat.
Yep.
Again, more ability to just flavor out your character.
Absolutely.
So have at it, have fun. 17th level is Improved Brutal Strike. So the extra damage that you can do for the other attack. I dropped my paper.
For which one? When you do your first one?
So the one that you do extra damage onto was called...
Excuse me here. Forceful Blow.
Yes. Oh, sorry.
No, you just do just do it extra damage.
Okay, sorry. I thought that was contingent. Right, absolutely. Yep. So regardless, extra damage anytime you forgo one of those attacks.
Yes.
You get an extra 2d10 instead of the single d10 of that weapon damage. And then you can use 2 Brutal Strike effects whenever you use the Brutal Strike feature.
Yeah.
So you can combine them. You can do a Sundering Blow and a Staggering Attack, or any combination of any of them to make your turn most beneficial.
Very fun.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, obviously, Barbarian's really figuring out his mastering effect. So it makes sense. On the battlefield, I could only imagine you will be a force to be reckoned with at that point.
Absolutely. I think one of my favorite things that I've noticed the changes between 2014 Barbarian and 2024 is 2024 is giving you more opportunity to control the battlefield in a powerhouse kind of situation.
Absolutely. It's staggering.
Yeah, it's cool. Just the way you can manipulate the field around you. I like it a lot.
Now we hit level 18, which we are into Indomitable Might. You can use your strength score instead when you roll a die for a strength check or a saving throw if it's lower than your strength score. So, say you have to roll a strength check and you roll a 16 even, and all these times through these ASIs, you've taken the time to get it all the way up to a 20 because you want to hit harder. Well, now you get to automatically take a 20 on the dice roll.
Yeah.
That and on a saving throw, I mean, golly, guys, that's crazy.
You don't fail.
Yeah, you really won't.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
it's a fun little feature to just show how powerful your barbarian is.
yeah, and it's specific,
Yeah.
but it's a pretty fun feature.
Level 19, you get either an epic boon or a feat. This is probably going to be a DM conversation at the
Yeah,
time
for
about
sure.
what that epic boon would look like. But basically, your character is an epic level character.
Yeah.
I think at this point, they're beyond demigod status. So you are a force to be reckoned with. You probably have some kind of divine favor from somebody that you worked for at some point to give you some kind of boon, or you can take a feat. Again, talk to your DM, get some flavor on your character.
Last but not least, you've done it. You've hit the golden road, and you hit level 20.
Primal champion.
Your charisma, constitution, constitution and strength both increase by 4,
Yeah,
up to a max of 25.
that's the crazy part.
Yeah, so
You can go beyond the 20 cap that you previously had.
yeah, I mean, you can hit. It'd be difficult. You couldn't quite hit 24 on both, but you could definitely hit in the low 20s on both and have a +6, +7.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's nuts. If you get that, your barbarian is owning the battlefield.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
it is his. So,
That's
it.
You're level 20.
Yeah.
You've done it. You've made it further than probably almost every other Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and you did it as a barbarian. Of course you did. You survived the whole time because you were raging.
yes. I definitely think, just my two thoughts here, the 5.5e Barbarian is a powerhouse. I mean, if I would give it an S.
Yeah.
I mean, as we were really researching this and diving into like know the class and kind of look at the differences between 2014 and 2024, I used the word before, it's staggering. I like the Barbarian is a unit. He's so strong on the battlefield, and
yeah.
I want to play one.
They make, truthfully, I feel like they make the Barbarian feel useful in so many more situations.
Yes, which is important.
As opposed to just being the big guy swinging an axe, now you're doing all sorts of crazy things to the enemies to help benefit your team.
And we didn't even get into subclasses.
No,
That's
not
the
yet.
crazy part.
Not yet.
You have a lot of subclass features in there
Yeah.
that will add so much more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we're saving that for another video that you'll have to tune into. But continue to tune in because we're going to be doing more class videos.
Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in today's episode of The Long Rest. Don't forget, catch us next Saturday at noon for another episode where we will be talking about bards.
Bard.
The bard. And if you're looking for a new podcast, why not try ours?
Look no further.
Commander's Log comes out every Wednesday at noon, where we play one-on-one Spelljammer D&D. We would appreciate you checking us out over there. And if you're still here, get down in the comments and let us know what you think about the 5.5 Barbarian and any tidbits you have for anybody new that's going to try it this year.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. With all that being said, we'll see you next week.
See you.